Whenever he sneezes, I shout as aggressively as I can. Shut up.
Beep boop, son. Beep boop.
What do you do with your so that isn't normal?
Alright, this will take some explaining, but me and my husband have a game we call business business. I can't fully remember how it came about, but the goal is to fully and completely clasp the other person's right hand in yours and shake it twice while repeating business business. If the other person can get their hand free or shout business business at the same time, it's a failed attempt. We don't keep score, but the last person who got in a successful handshake is the winner until they are dethroned. So what started as a little inside joke has spiraled into a full competition with such notable wins as: at my uncle's funeral, while reaching for an offered water bottle, we live in the desert, and in the middle of any and all arguments. It's gotten so bad that anytime either of us try to hold hands, we both have a momentary standoff to make sure it's not a ploy.
We often just stand in each other's way for no reason other than to be annoying.
Yup, and the other has to pay a toll to get by. It's usually a kiss, sometimes a honk of the butt, or most likely a hug.
Yeah, no toll required here. My reward is her being annoyed.
We have the wick rule. If one of us says, "Would you kindly blah blah blah," the other one must, no matter what, do that thing. There is zero negotiation. It's mostly whipped out for benign stuff, sometimes for very silly stuff, but occasionally used in serious situations. It's equal parts silly, fake outage, and a deep, committed trust. It only works because we trust each other not to abuse wick or use it for evil.
Sometimes he puts his mouth over my nose and blows, causing me to make a horrific, monstrous sound of air coming through my nasals and out of my mouth. We call this the exorcism. It's gross and weird, but I love that we can be gross and weird together.
When me and my ex would get into dumb arguments, debates, we used to send it to counsel to be reviewed. There was no counsel. There would be no review. It was basically our way of shelving an argument that would never have a winner. Every now and then we'd ask each other if we've gotten an update from counsel on what the judgment was. Edit: I really didn't expect this to blow up. So to answer the most popular question, no, this is not the reason we broke up. We had any other issues in our relationship. Shelving fun arguments, debates was not one of them. We've been broken up many years and are still friends to this day. We still check up on if there's been rulings in our cases. We have decided to fire our counsel for their slow turnaround time.
I draw faces on my boobs with washable markers to send to him to cheer him up.
Is the nipple the nose? Or the mouth?
The nose. A smile is a lot easier than a nose to draw a winking face.
While we're in the shower, he'll cover his body with soap, wrap his arms around me, and then go up and down really fast so he's rubbing the soap all over me and cleaning me off. We call this car wash, cause it's like a car wash for me, but my nickname is Carlen. He's washing me off, he.
We stand like 3 feet away from each other and make Street Fighter idle animations at each other for minutes on end.
We love the feel of our skin touching, like his chest on mine, skin on skin. Once while walking a hiking bike trail, we were discussing it and being silly like we decided to pull our shirts up and like rub our bellies against each other. That exact moment a man came around the corner on his bike to see 2 weirdos in the woods with their shirts raised and their bellies touching. Lol, we still laugh about that awkward moment. I doubt many other couples non-sexually rub bellies.
We sneak up on each other and bite each other on the neck to assert dominance. We use the dominance to win trivial arguments like who do our animals love more.
My BF and I have an ongoing thing where we poke a finger in the other's gaping maw when they're halfway into a yawn. Whoever has accomplished this most recently is the alpha partner. It feels like an incredible violation to have done to you, but doing it's so incredibly fun that we allow it.
Me and my girlfriend have started using very random and increasing complex pet names when we answer a phone call from one another. It's so often now that sometimes I'll forget and in public loudly answer with, "Hello my Persian tropical ice cream sweetie watermelon minx," or something to that effect. It changes every time.
We've been married for 32 years. We're both professionals in career with kids no longer at home. Yet for our entire marriage, whenever one of us travels, we do something special for the one traveling. My wife's method is to sneak into my luggage and leave little love notes and comments and requests for a hot call on colored cards. I'm talking I'll pull on a dress shirt and discover a little card in the pocket that says, "Call me at 11 o'clock my time, hot stuff." The people at my work where I travel to the same location now laugh when I reach into a coat pocket, pull one out and read it. Or they see the collection in the pocket of my backpack. I travel 8 to 12 times a year, so this is some work. My approach is a little different. I write one very romantic or passionate letter or story or poem. Or I sketch something I found beautiful and add a small note. She has saved them over the years, so not only one per time she travels, but Mother's Day or birthday, or sometimes random desire to let her know I love her. It's now a small book. Also, we always end the day in a call together. Even if I'm in Mumbai and one of us has to stay up until 1 a.m. or get up at 4 am, we always tell each other we love them and good night. She still tells me the most romantic thing ever was one time I typed 2 pages of reasons why I loved her, then cut them up into tiny pink strips, numbered of course, and then went through all of her personal stuff and hide them in places only she would find them. Like one inside a pocket in every jacket. One inside her thick and thin gloves. One per drawer in her dresser. One in her makeup kit suitcase. And so on. It took her more than 7 months to find them all. She said it made her day to find one 4 months on, just stumble across it. I did get this from the author of a book called 101 Passionate Nights. So I can't take credit for the idea. But it was a total surprise to her. Those 2 pages of taped together comments are also in her book of love notes. Yes, she tells me I'm more romantic and mushy than she is.
My GF and I will every so often just lift our top up and say tits until the other one looks, acknowledges.
I always do this to my GF, and when she finally looks I say, ha, gay. I've done many things to bait her so that I get to call her gay, haha.
He absolutely must touch my butt at least once every time we go to Walmart. I can't even remember how this started, but it's totally fucking weird if we forget. And floor dollar. A dollar bill that had fallen out of one of our pockets in the washer, and consequently fell down into the crack between the machines when I was transferring the clothes to the dryer. We both ignored it for like a year because we were too lazy to use a broom or whatever to fish it out, and then one of us finally acknowledged it to the other. We decided to leave it there as a symbol of our wealth. We've never been down to our last dollar. It now has a quarter for a friend.
We harvest each other's goosebumps. When one of us gets goosebumps on our skin, the other will run their hands up and down on their skin, collecting them.
Straight up wrestle for fun. Not like sexy way or the cute let the other one win way, but like actual competition.
Honey, stop hitting me with the folding chair while we're at the dinner table, please.
We have a mating dance that has gotten increasingly elaborate in the decade we have been together. Example moves: slapping one's own butt, moving one's arms like a choo-choo train, one-handed clapping. Some of the moves go out of fashion year to year, but we have a significant repertoire.
Sometimes when we're kissing, we'll catch each other off guard by blowing a puff of air into their mouth to inflate their cheeks. Same, or when my boyfriend comes in for a kiss, at the last second I'll stick my tongue out and he ends up kissing my tongue. He hates it so much every time, but still laughs and then will try to do it to me. But I know better.
We talk to each other sometimes in different voices and characters we collected over the years to make the other laugh, annoyed, uncomfortable, etc. and just fuck with. So I often do speak with various accents while she pitches her voice super high and we keep going till one of us gives up.
Cuddle or hold hands while fighting. It reminds us that we're not fighting against each other, we need to understand each other and work through the issue.
We make up very elaborate stories about our cats' lives. Where's Big Cat? Oh, she's in Taipei today consulting with the Ukrainian ambassador about the current standing of the silver industry. She'll be back later though because tomorrow she's chartering to Mars at 0600.
He dumps the laundry on me when it's warm and fresh out of the dryer, and I sort the socks and underwear from inside the pile while he hangs up the shirts and folds the pants. We call it laundry turtle.
Whenever he sneezes, I shout as aggressively as I can, "Shut up." To which he responds even louder, "You shut up." This is everywhere. At home, in public, it doesn't matter. It's gotten to the point where I consciously have to stop myself from shouting at anyone else who sneezes.
My sister and her boyfriend are very goofy and laid back. Until someone sneezes, then the other very sternly says, "Strike one." The first time I heard that I lost it. Also my sister made up this thing where you do a very realistic, convincing build-up for a sneeze. Like inhaling and going ah, ah, ah. And right as you would be sneezing you kiss the air and act like nothing happened.
Probably kissy sonar. I am very extroverted and need my existence to be acknowledged every once in a while. My wife is extremely introverted, so conversations constantly are a big no-no. So we make kissing noises around the house every now and then as a kind of, I love you, everything's fine over here, you okay? I kissy back and we both continue doing our own thing in silence. No kissy back means trying a louder kissy noise, waiting 5 seconds, and wandering out to make sure everything is okay. Everyone gets what they want. I feel like I'm being paid attention to. She's not overburdened by talking with me or doing something together, but we still are connected.
My boyfriend and I do something similar. When we first got together and all over each other, I jokingly said, anytime I ask for a kiss you have to give me one, and he agreed, and vice versa. It's turned into just a kissy noise, and the one being called has to stop whatever they're doing and kiss the one asking. It's become such a normal thing for us, and our roommate, which is one of his buddies, is getting used to it now too. It's kind of hilarious. It helps a lot when we're in petty arguments, or when he gets to the door to leave and I just wanna see his butt one more time, or in awkward social gatherings with my family when I want to let him know a little extra I love him and value him accompanying me to family functions.